Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well. There are three sides to every story: yours, theirs, and the truth somewhere in the middle. One who makes himself a worm cannot complain afterwards if people step on him. Getting something and having the wits to use it, those are two different things. Truth that came too late was as useful as a meal to a dead man. Sometimes life doesn't happen in chronological order. You are forgiven for your happiness and your successes only if you generously consent to share them. It would be a much more blooming world if we share with others whatever good we have in us. And if my heart be scarred and burned, the safer I, for all I learned. To acquire the habit of reading is to construct for yourself a refuge from almost all the miseries of life. There is something almost shocking in the notion of so chaste a function carrying this canny and hurly-burly in her womb. The danger today isn't believing there are no sick people, there is only a sick society. Over time, hidden truths morph in the dark soil of deceit into something much worse. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. When the pain of staying is greater than the pain of leaving, you know it's time to make a change. Whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to go shopping. Perhaps the logical conclusion of everyone looking the same is everyone thinking the same. It's impossible to walk through solid rock. You have to walk between the molecules that make up the rock. In short, philosophical theories are largely the product of the hidden hand of the cognitive unconscious. During a conversation, listening is as powerful as loving. The boy and his heart had become friends, and neither was capable now of betraying the other. Soldiers live. He dies and not you, and you feel guilty because you're glad he died and not you. Soldiers live and wonder why. Power does not corrupt. Fear corrupts. Perhaps the fear of a loss of power. Dream big. You owe no one an explanation for the size of your dream. Some battles don't have a winner. Sometimes the best a good general can hope for is a ceasefire. An item is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it. Make your interactions with people transformational, not just transactional. There must always be a remedy for wrong and injustice if we only know how to find it. We destroy in assumptions, but we do not build in possibilities. The abstraction of man gives rise to institutions that subsequently fail to function, for man is not abstract. Peace is not happenstance. It is a living fire that must be fed constantly. It must be tended with vigilance, else it dies out. He was attractive. I knew that. And I knew that attractive people always got away with things. It had always seemed to him a very plush kind of problem, a privilege, really, to consider whether life was meaningful or not. Some men never die and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracles. The seeker embarks on a journey to find what he wants and discovers, along the way, what he needs. If you tend to a flower, it will bloom, no matter how many weeds surround it. You only struggle because you're ready to grow but aren't willing to let go. Happiness does not come from without, it comes from within. If you do not enjoy a moment, you lose it forever. If you enjoy it, it is yours forever. I wonder how many people don't get the one they want, but end up with the one they're supposed to be with. Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak. Fallon affected my body in weird ways, but only because she's different, I told myself. Everyone who got to where they are had to begin where they were. Everyone is trying to impress everyone else, trying to make themselves out to be smarter or more confident than they actually are. Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. You are exactly where you need to be. Do something if you want something. Otherwise, it will be your whole life. After you find out all the things that can go wrong, your life becomes less about living and more about waiting. Never apologize for showing feeling. When you do so, you apologize for the truth. Good authors worry about genres, great authors don't. You are not the opinion of someone who doesn't know you. It takes greater faith to dance in the dark than to rest in light. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. Until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. Not all things that fall down break. Some develop wings. Tongues and trees, books and running brooks, sermons and stones, and good in everything. All should be laid open to you without reserve, for there is not a truth existing which I fear, or would wish unknown to the whole world. Being true to yourself is the greatest force to uncover the soul. Life is very short, and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friends. The point of modernity is to live a life without illusions while not becoming disillusioned. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. A religion which cannot benefit a person before death cannot benefit him after death either. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is reluctance. If what he said was the truth, it broke her heart. If what he said was a lie, it was broken anyway. Your story is remarkable, even if you don't know it yet. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power. It is rare for people to be asked the question which puts them squarely in front of themselves. Focus on your goals, not your fear. Focus like a laser beam on your goals. I don't fancy colors of the face. I'm always attracted to colors of the brain. Those who are without compassion cannot see what is seen with the eyes of compassion. But only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows. I wanted to figure out why I was so busy, but I couldn't find the time to do it. The Western mind makes definitions, it draws lines. The day you become old is the day you're not looking for new experiences anymore. Those who make conversations impossible make escalation inevitable. What you believe you can receive, if you doubt it, you will do without it. The truth is found when men are free to pursue it. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. In a room where people unanimously maintain a conspiracy of silence, one word of truth sounds like a pistol shot. It was like when you ripped a piece of paper into two. No matter how you tried, the seams never fit exactly right again. All great things must first wear terrifying and monstrous masks in order to inscribe themselves on the hearts of humanity. The smallest act of kindness makes you more beautiful than any expensive dress or makeup. The world should have been in Technicolor, but seemed more like black and white. Go after what you want in life. Don't just talk about it. Take a step. Run. Chanel is an institution, and you have to treat an institution like a whore, and then you get something out of her. Dead people can be our heroes because they can't disappoint us later. They only improve over time, as we forget more and more about them. The only part of you that hurts when you're given the truth is the part that lives on lies. Denying yourself a life of personal freedom is denying yourself of a life worth living. If you can't enjoy what you have, you can't enjoy more of it. Tell people the hammered truth, and it will ring like steel against an anvil. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. It had never occurred to me that our lives, which had been so closely interwoven, could unravel with such speed. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. Sometimes a little discomfort in the beginning can save a whole lot of pain down the road. The ideals which have always shone before me and filled me with joy are goodness, beauty, and truth. A rainbow is not afraid of showing its true colors because it knows it is beautiful inside out. It takes time to build a career and become industry savvy, Sin Jezaheo. Act the way you'd like to be, and soon you'll be the way you'd like to act. The seed of suffering in you may be strong, but don't wait until you have no more suffering before allowing yourself to be happy.